break span of time, but meantime it has begun a heavy downpour. This is the month of July, and I think its season is called rainy season. So it's quite natural that it will have a downpour, but so early in the morning. It is dawn, isn't it? Yes. However, let us begin our second session, where your question was Guru Purnima. What is Guru Purnima? The day of full moon. The earth moves on its own orbit around the sun. Similarly, the moon is also, as the earth itself has been moving around the sun. Similarly, the moon is also moving around the earth itself. And in this way, in this course of movement, when the moon comes between the sun and the earth, then the moon's dark portion comes towards it faces the earth, and it is called the no moon. No moon, that is the quite dark, it's quite darkness at night. Again, when the earth and the sun comes between the moon and the earth, then on that side where the sun remains, its opposite side, the sun appears, the moon appears, then it is called the full moon. Yes, it is mere children's knowledge, yes. Now, during full moon, in Indian language, almost all Indian languages, it is called Purnima, Purnamasi, whatever people may call it. So, during this full moon, it's the moonlight covers the whole world. Yes, and the solar system, inclusive of the sun, the earth and the moon, all its movements, all its course of movement, it exists from the time of creation. And hence it is seen that in every month, once we face the no moon, and then again we face the full moon. The sun, the earth and the moon has its respective position, location in course of their movement. We find the full moon night so beautiful, yes, and we look at the full moon at the sky. In the sky, whenever we look at the full moon, it appears very beautiful, yes. Now, this full moon status, Purnima or Purnamasi, is being observed by almost all the community and sects of religion in the whole world. Among the Hindus, this particular full moon day and night of the Guru Purnima is observed as the preceptors' day to worship the preceptors. Yes. Yes, it's a holy day, it's an auspicious day. Among the Hindus, on this day of full moon, different cultural, religious, spiritual, and more sectarian observation, sectarian celebration, all these are performed here. Among the Muslims, we have seen that mainly depending on the moon, on the movement of this moon, they are used to observe the Eid-ul-Zuha occasion. And among the Christians, you may see that they have also pay a great significance to this full moon day. Although in every month the full moon appears in the sky, yet in this time, in this July, or in Bengali calendar Ashar, in the month of Ashar, this full moon has got a special significance, and that is why everyone's respective preceptors are being worshipped on this very particular day. Yes. Above all, on this day, people used to worship Vyas Maharshi or Maharshi Krishna Dvaipayan. Yes. Among the Buddhists, this particular day is also a memorable day because it is believed, and also as per record of their scriptures, of the Buddhist scriptures, it is said that mother of Lord Buddha, Maya Devi, had a dream, and in this dream he dreamt of a white elephant perforating his womb, had entered in his womb, and this dream initiated his conception of child, conception of his pregnancy, of her pregnancy, yes. Hence, this day is also observed as significant, and also another significance is that Lord Buddha had left his palace in his early days on this very day. And among on this particular day, the Buddhist community believed that their Dharma Chakra, the religious circle, was introduced on this very particular day at Mrigadab to the first five saints, yes, where he delivered his spiritual discourse. And apart from all this, the Buddhist monks used to observe their tri-monthly rainy, what is called Varsha Vasbrata, that is on these 3 months, this span of 3 months time, in these 3 months they used to remain confined within the Bodh Bihar, yes, within their monastery. They used to remain confined in their Buddhist monastery. Yes, they do not, yes, 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 yes. They do not go out. No, no. They used to live on their stock. Earlier they made the stock of food. They remain to. It is also significant due to that rainy season. Yes, the world becomes wet, and there is also many other adversity, natural adversity. Hence, in Hindus, Chaturmasya, 4 monthly exercise, they used to remain in their respective home, monastery, whatever may be. They don't used to go out. Yes, all these was introduced due to keep pace with the nature, because it's rainy season, it is adverse, and people, yes, people do not like to pay or spend on, people used to pay or give the alms when they have got their excess resource. These seasons are adverse. Yes, hence I think all these were exercise were introduced to keep pace with the nature, season, nature, etc. However, we have surpassed our point of discussion, I think. So now, Buddhists, they used to perform many things through what of Chadam. You know many things about the Buddhism. I don't know so much. Chadam is the Panchashil, acceptance of Panchashil, and they used to observe this. Yes, they used to perform many things, whichever they think auspicious or pious, etc. In fact, the sun in the sky has got, yes, in geography, you have read the Varshik Gati, Annik Gati, etc. Yes, for this angular radiation or ray, whatever may I call, yes, for half of the year, 6 months, it is called from Karkat Kranti to Makar Kranti line, and the other 6 months from Makar Kranti to Karkat Kranti line, yes, it seems to be moving, yes. Usually from 22nd December to 21st June, it moves from Makar Kranti Rekha to Karkat Kranti line of Makar Kranti to Karkat Kranti. Yes. Then the sun is north facet. Its motion is also north facet. So it is called Uttarayan. And from 21st June to 22nd December, from Karkat Kranti to Makar Kranti, the motion, southward motion, it is called Dakshinayan. Yes. So, generally, from the Ashar Sankranti, the last day of this month, Ashar months, yes, this month, Bengali month, to the last day of Poush Mas, it is Dakshinayan, and from last day of Poush Mas to the last day of Ashar Mas, it is called, yes, I have been calling the names in Bengali because I am not used to speak English, so that you have come, yes, owing to my good luck, you people have come, and it is your question so that you have got the quality to understand my voice or my language. I am not well acquainted in English. I am not not at all well acquainted with English. But I try to convey my concept, nothing else. Yes. I am used to speak Bengali, nothing more. So, it is allegorically, people used to think it is the movement, the motion of day and night of the gods and goddesses. Yes. Naturally, by the pressure of southwest wind, which is called monsoon, in these days of monsoon in India, there is plenty of rainfall. Yes. Yes, in this season, from the distant Indian Ocean, the wet wind comes. Yes, and from the southwest it also comes, and it is got divided into two branches. Then as it is being hindered to the mountains, it causes heavy rainfall. However, now let us think over as to what is being taught on this day of Ashari Purnima or Guru Purnima. Then what lesson do we get pertaining to the yogas? You see, guru, preceptor, guru. Guru means gu, by the letter gu, it indicates darkness, and by the letter ru, it indicates light or tejas tattva. Who practice yoga, they will know what is tejas tattva. Yes. Now, who is preceptor or guru? One who brings the man, that is his disciple, from darkness to light. Yes. One who shows the way as to how to come out from the darkness to the light. That very person is called Guru, preceptor. Yes. It is the maxim of the Vedas, and you will easily available Kularnav Tantra. You will see there is written Atma by Guru Reka. That means your soul is your preceptor. Yes. That is, your soul is your preceptor. So, the calm and quiet, calm and cold, when your prana, your life, is quite calm, then that calm and quiet life potential is your preceptor or guru. Yes. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you will see written there is written Ekanshena Sthito Jagat. That is Ekansha. That is the part of 1,000 parts, 100 parts. Shatangsha, ek angsha, one part of the 100. Now, it means that this one part is restless, it remains restless. And this one part, multiplied by 10, and whenever it is being drawn across the 6 plexus. Then it is converted to 1 lakh waves. It is multiplied to waves. Whenever it is multiplied to wave, it becomes 1 lakh. And here it gets perfection of its creation, of its origin. Ordinary people at the time of their death, usually they reach to the 10% calmness, but the yogi, by his yoga karma sukausalam, yes, by this method, yes, shown by their respective preceptors, he or she gets absorbed to the calm and quiet life 100%, total 100%. And these people are called yogi. Whenever he is settled to his kutastha, yes, then he or she sees the full moon, which is the expression of Brahman, that is the Lord. Yes. And in this way, only then the Sthir Pran, that is the quiet, calm potential, life potential, yes, he realizes the performance of worship, yes, on this Guru Purnima, or the day of the Lord Preceptor, yes. Now, I told you, perhaps I have already told you sometime, that this day is regarded as the birthday of Vyas Maharshi, who is known as Maharshi Krishna Dvaipayan. Maharshi Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas. Why such name is? Why such? He is named by such a name. Krishna Dvaipayan. It means one who is born in a black island. Where the black island is situated? Have anyone ever discovered that where is this black island? Nobody. But the yogi who performs yoga, he knows, he almost all the time can see in his kutastha one black island. In Bengali or Sanskrit, you see deep. Yes. If you divide it, di plus o, Dvipa. Dvipa means about the island. If deep means island, then Dvipa means about the island. Do you feel any difficulty? I am not so much expert in English. Okay, Mr. Pandey will make you understand, as he has assured you in front of me and in front of all of you. Yes, he will make you understand later. All your neighbors, so what is the harm? हाँ कुछ हिंदी में क्लैरिफिकेशन कर देना, बाद में मैं हिंदी में बता दूंगा। अभी साहब लोग हैं ना, हाँ, और अब देखते हैं ना बारिश कितना है। साहब लोग का, आप लोग तो है ही मेरा पास, आप लोग तो मेरा पड़ोसी बन गए हो, आपको क्या है, क्या तकलीफ है। खास करके हिंदी में मैं भी प्रयास करूंगा बताने को पीछे। नाउ लेट अस कम बैक टू आवर डिस्कशन। D plus ion plus O, bash, B plus os plus O. That is a circle. If from the center of a circle we draw a line over it by a straight line, the circle is divided. Now this circle of Kutastha, that is its upper side and lower side, is between its center is the center. When we come to its center, it is called the center. Yes. Now this center is called the island. Yes, it is the land, and the upper portion is Uttarayan and lower portion is Dakshinayan. Yes. Yes. Tell it to others. Yes. आप लोग तो जानते होंगे ना, जियोग्राफी जो पढ़े हैं बच्चों का किताब वही जानते होंगे. Okay, let us discuss what was I telling. And ion, that is span of time, and the other meaning is the scriptures, Shastra, Sha plus Astra. Now the yogis who exercise their course of assignment, when they used to reach beyond this respiration and used to get settled in the Kutastha, then he becomes the Pandit. He becomes the scholar regarding scripture. In Bengali it is called Shastragyan. So, now it's clear that when we call Vyas does not indicate to any particular man. In this way of meaning, not a particular man, but one who has become, who has got settled beyond the respiration and whose all sort of restlessness has been over. That sort of man is called Vyas, Vyas. That is one who is alive. Being alive, he has got settled above the life. He is called that Vyas. So, we used to perform the worship of that sort of persons who are called Vyas. Such people are regarded as the preceptor, guru, Maharishi, whatever we may call. In this month of Ashar, at the end of summer, the season of rain starts. Yes. And you see, in our spinal base, there is the called Muladhara, which is regarded, there is a water jacket, and this jacket is regarded as the ocean. And in this ocean, there is the restlessness. Yes. And restless life, people who used to have a restless life, they begin their yoga kriya or yoga sadhana, whatever we may call, and by exercising day after day, as per directives of their preceptor. When they convert their respiratory tracts and take away their wind of respiration between the two channels, that is called Ira and Pingala, and whenever they through their cerebrospinal cord, there is one very secret thread-like channel which is called Sushumna, and by dint of this Sushumna they get settled to the Kutastha by name. There it is, in allegory it is called the calm mountain, Prashanta Parvat. There if you get settled, then there is a very beautiful calmness. And by dint of that calmness, that restless life potential emanates the life particles through all the body, and it is called that Chanchal Pranrup Vrishti Sarvange Purishan. Yes, it is rain. Because by emanating all this rain, that yogi can leave all its restlessness. You see, Lord Krishna and Vyas Maharshi both were born in the days of Dwapar Yuga. From the last part of this Dwapar, one sort of which is called Mahakal, the Mahakal begins in this earth. And that is why the Guru Purnima is being observed as a token of that beginning of the Mahakal also. Ask. Any question? No question. Okay, there is Pandreji. Pandreji will make you understand. He has assured you of making you understand. How to select preceptor? It's a very difficult question, I think. How can you select your preceptor? Yes, if you have got no guide, no mentor, you have to think over it. First, it is better to get acquainted with some great men, or you have to study. You have to read some valuable books, some scriptures of your own sect, own religion, own community. Yes. Then you gradually please develop a concept as to why should we have a preceptor. If you don't know its use, its utility, what is the use? Yes, many people are getting initiated, so I also need initiation. No. You are to drink water or search water whenever you are thirsty. You have felt, if you don't feel any thirst and someone give you water to drink, isn't it a punishable circumstances? Only if you are thirsty, drink. You are not at all thirsty. You don't feel any warmth, and someone puts you in the stream of water, then you will die. Yes. So, you drink whenever you are thirsty. When you feel that you need a preceptor, then search for it. all people do not need preceptor. But I don't know why has it got a custom that yes, we all should have a preceptor, we should get initiated. What is the outcome of it? Its outcome is that we are getting exploited. We are being deceived. Because we don't know what do we need, what is our need, what is our requirement, what is our thirst, what do we need. We should first think it as to what do we require. Do we at all require preceptor? If actually we require, then a feeling will come from within. Why first we have to think as to what happened to us. Have you ever feel any question within yourself that who am I in reality? I have got an identity, son of Mr. Such and Such. I am Mr. Such and Such, coming of this family, etc. But what will happen on leaving this transitory body? Where to go? First we have to think from where have I come? From the womb of our mother, by the copulation of our parents. If parents do not consume, they have no consumption, then we are helpless. How to get a body? This is actually a science, and good students should come to learn all this. Yes, anybody can learn, not good students, but he or she should be keen on this to know. Yes. Then Lord Buddha, in history, we find Lord Buddha the first pioneer of all these thoughts, who had developed a question in him regarding the old age, regarding the illness, old age and death. The cause of his leaving his palace was this, that he felt all this question within him on seeing the state of illness, human illness, and the state of old age, where an old man was walking with the help of a stick, and then he finally saw a funeral procession. Some people are carrying a corpse to the funeral place, and there he thought, is it lust? Then what is the use of life? So he left his palace and went far and far away where there is no one to disturb him. Whatever, it's a long story, you all know, you have read history, you are well educated and intelligent. So I need not repeat all these things. Now, his question was that, how to select preceptor. Yes, there are millions of people I know who are running in search of a preceptor, a true preceptor. One of my friends, he has become a tourist, in fact, but his tour was started in search of preceptor. You need not tour around the world, but if you are in search of preceptor, you will have to think one who can answer your question, who are able to reply your question, who is able to reply your queries. Yes, one who is able to reply your question satisfactorily, not irrelevantly, yes. It should be acceptable. It should be very transparent, without any riddle. Yes, there should not be any riddle. And very simply, they can make you understand. They can quench one who can quench your thirst. He may be considered as a preceptor. And search. First you have to think yourself, you read some book, you see the discipleship is also a perseverance, is also an exercise, a very good exercise. Yes, to promote oneself to a good student or good disciple. Discipleship is also a very difficult exercise. First try to be a good disciple. Develop yourself within yourself the qualities of disciple, qualities of a good disciple. In our scripture we have read about many people, King Janak, King Nimi, and there are so many Kotso, then Aruni, Dhammo. There were so many disciples. You see Ekalavya. In the days of Mahabharata, you have read about, I think, or have seen the serial Mahabharata. There is Ekalavya. How sincere. Yes, remarkable. So, this discipleship is also a very difficult exercise, and you have to be keen on this. Be a good disciple, then you must have a very good preceptor. Any question? Who is spending time on it? Where have you searched? Puri. Lord Jagannath is there. There is it's a tourist spot. There have you gone to search for your preceptor? Where do you live? Yes, search around it. You live there and you have gone to the extreme Orissa. However, yes. You remember all this Vaikuntha, etc. I don't know. I have never visited Vaikuntha. God means something like owner. Again, if we call God, it also means a glorious, what should I call? In Sanskrit, it is called Jyotirmaya. Yes, he has read Rabindranath's many, I think. Bolo, tell. Bhengecho duar esecho Jyotirmaya. Very good. Okay. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written there, Rishaya Munayo Deva Monoputra Maho Jasaha Kala Sarve Harereva Sa Prajapataya Sita. That is the ascetics, the sages, Rishi, Muni, gods, and Manu's strong sons, and those Prajapatis, all were part of the Almighty Hori. বলা হচ্ছে হরির অংশের অংশ in Bengali. I used to seek help from Bengali, my mother tongue. Yes. The limitless, endless, that Brahma Jyoti, its condensed form is the form of the God. Yes. And all these places, all these dhams, its center is the circle. However, it is too late and it is almost morning, and it is morning, no doubt morning, it is too late, I think late morning, and the cloud has made it dark. However, has it stopped? Rain? Yet raining, but not downpour. Yeah, the cloud has been playing hide and seek with us. However, let us to break up now. Let us break up now. Okay. Any question? Tell. Any question? Any question, please raise your hand. Yes. Stand up. Yes. What do you ask? Tell louder. I am a bit deaf. Not a bit, but completely deaf. I am rather a stone deaf, you can call me. Isn't it? Okay, tell me. Come hither. Come to me. Yes, now tell. Ananya Sharanagati in Gita. Oh, self-surrender, Atma Samarpan. Okay. It's a very difficult question to reply, and I can discuss it in Bengali well, or in English. The theology of Gita, and that too in English to be discussed. Okay. Ananya Sharanagati, self-surrender. Yes, the fundamental way of the Gita is the theory of self-surrender. You see, the transformation of our superficial, narrow and fragmentary human way of thinking, seeing, feeling and being into a deep and wide spiritual consciousness and an integrated inner and outer existence, and of our ordinary human living into the divine way of life must be its central purpose. Do you follow? It is the purpose, main target of the exercise, the practice of Ananya Sharanagati or self-surrender, whatever you may call. It is rather difficult to understand. I am feeling extreme difficulty in telling you, and you will feel also difficult. The purpose, it means towards this supreme end is a self-giving of all our nature to the divine. Yes, everything must be given to the divine within us, to the universal, all, and to the transcendent supreme, an absolute concentration of our will, our heart, and our thought on that one manifold divine, and unreserved self-concentration of our whole being to the divine alone. This is the decisive movement, the turning of the ego to that which is infinitely greater than itself, its self-giving and indispensable surrender. The life of the human creature, as it is ordinarily lived, is composed of a half-fixed, half-fluid mass of very imperfectly ruled thoughts, perceptions, sensations, emotions, desires, enjoyment, acts, mostly customary and self-depending, in part only dynamic and self-developing, but all centered around a superficial ego. The sum of movement of these activities eventuates in an integral growth which is partly visible and operative. Yes, you see, in this life, partly a seed of progress in life hereafter. This growth of the consciousness being an expansion and increasing self-expression, a more and more harmonized development of his constituent members, is the whole meaning and all the pith of human existence. It is this meaningful development of consciousness by thought, will, emotion, desire, action, and experience, leading in the end to a supreme divine self-discovery that man, the mental being, has entered into the material body. Now you can realize that is the fact. All the rest is either auxiliary and subordinate or accidental and otiose. That only matters which sustains and helps the evolution of his nature and growth, or rather the progressive unfolding and discovery of his self and spirit. Yes, the aim set before our yoga is nothing less than to hasten this supreme object to our existence here. Remember, yes, for natural evolution is at its best an uncertain growth over partly by the pressure of the environment, partly by a groping education and an ill-lighted purposeful effort. Why do you call it? Did I call it in purposeful, ill-lighted purposeful effort? Because it's an only partially illumined and half-automatic use of opportunities with many blunders and lapses and relapses. Yes, a great portion of it is made up of apparent accidents and circumstances and vicissitudes. Though veiling a secret divine intervention and guidance. What do I do? What do we do? In yoga, we replace this confused, crooked trap motion by a rapid, conscious and self-directed evolution which is planned to carry us as far as can be in a straight line towards the goal set before us. In a certain sense, it may be an error to speak of a goal anywhere in a progression which will be infinite. Still we can conceive of an immediate goal, the ulterior objective beyond our present achievement, towards which the soul in man can aspire. Yes, mostly difficult to understand. If you permit me to speak in Bengali or Hindi, it will no. You think over it. There lies before you the possibility of a new birth. Yes, after initiation, it is your new birth. There can be an ascent into a higher and wider plane of being and its descent to transfer your members. An enlarged and illumined consciousness is possible that shall make of you a liberated spirit and a perfected force, and if spread beyond one individual, it might even constitute a divine humanity, or else a new supramental and therefore a superhuman race. I don't expect so, because we are degrading, we are passing through a greater derogation, I think. However, it is this new birth that we make our aim, a growth into a divine consciousness. Yes, and it is the whole meaning of our yoga, an integral conversion to divinity, not only of the soul, but of all the parts of our nature. Any question? Okay. Let us meet after a very tiny breakfast. We shall meet again, and till then, au revoir. Om Akhanda Vyaptam Jena Characharam Tatpadam Doshitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah.